Good evening, everybody. It's meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. I do hope you're having a wonderful Saturday evening, Saturday night, wonderful weekend in general. This is going to be a quick update for many of you because I'm going to go ahead and post these individually. And you'll notice on this one, it's the horizontal look. So if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, you'll be fine. If you're watching this on Instagram, I'll pop it in the stories, okay? Otherwise, you'll get the real perspective, that vertical. Okay, so we talked about this earlier, and I'm going to go through this because it's important to know we're getting dust storm reports across Arizona. And I do think this is an important story, especially because so many of us deal with air quality issues. This was reported in Picacho, Arizona by Mesonet, less than 1/4 of a mile visibility. And that was reported at 4:38 p.m. local time. At 2:20 p.m. local time, we had a dust storm with visibility near zero. All right. So that is a big concern whenever we're talking about dust storms. Apart from the fact that, of course, it does impact your overall health and wellness, we have to think about the impact it has on visibility. So as we talked about in our lengthier discussion on our live stream, we talked about these dust storms that had been reported. We're also talking about some gustier conditions across portions of the desert Southwest. We also have fire weather concerns, as you can see here. This is a wildfire report that was taken or issued at 2:20 p.m. local time. And this was a grass fire that started around 1 p.m. local time. And it looks like it might not still be contained. Like, we don't have that information right now, but because this is in real time, I'm going to say that this is something we're watching very closely. Now, this is an important graphic I'm about to show you, especially because we are talking about dust storms, right? So I wanted to show you something that I thought was very important, how dust storms actually form. And as we put this into motion, it's caused by strong winds produced by thunderstorms, not always, but oftentimes. Winds pull the dust down from the ground into the air, and that in turn impacts your visibility. It could very well impact your overall health and wellness because of the air quality. It causes mechanical issues for automobiles, for planes, and it's just overall hazardous to individuals, whether it's visibility or your overall health and wellness. So that's something that we have to consider when we're reporting those dust storm reports, as we just saw for portions of Arizona. And now I want to show you what that aerosol looks like. So now we're looking at a map that's called aerosol properties, and this is just the dust. Okay. Do you see here that we are really seeing a concentration right around? It makes sense, right? The desert Southwest, you guys are getting those increasing winds. Arizona, you guys are seeing those dust storms that are being reported. You're seeing that deeper green. That's the color that we're using here. This is a product that is offered by NASA. We were able to pull this up to show you how the dust particles are impacting your overall health and wellness. Okay. So I wanted to show you this. I thought this was a very important map for you. Once again, we are seeing reports of dust storms for parts of the desert Southwest. Now, I believe this is going to be the first day of many, because we're now starting to see a very interesting pattern shift. Now, if we go farther to the north, like we talked about in our live, we're seeing a concern for flood watches, hydrologic issues here. And that's because we're going to have to really be mindful of the fact that we're going to get snow melt. Okay. Last week we talked about avalanche warnings. Now we're talking about snow melt. Okay. So now these are major concerns. But this quick update I wanted to share with you guys had to do with the dust storms that were reported today. And I did want to show you the mechanisms behind a dust storm. I'm meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. I do hope you enjoyed this update on dust storms. I hope you learned a little bit more about how dust storms form. And as I mentioned to you earlier, be mindful of the air quality, especially in Arizona, the desert Southwest, but in general, because as you all know, dust particles do travel. I'll be back with another update, and keep in mind, we're going to keep you updated across all our platforms. And once again, thank you so much for the over 1.4 million views across our platform. We couldn't do it without you. I'm meteorologist Erica Martin. I'll see you with more updates. Be safe out there. Bye.